رب زدني منك علما وأنلني منك فهما رب زدني
السلام
منك
عليكم ورحمة الله
علما
وبركاته.
وأنلني
بسم الله الرحمن
منك
الرحيم.
فهما
الحمد لله رب
إلى
العالمين،
العلم
والصلاة والسلام على أشرف المرسلين سيدنا محمد وعلى آله وصحبه وسلم. اللهم افتح علينا فتوح العارفين بحكمتك، وانثر علينا من خزائن علمك. اللهم علمنا ما ينفعنا وانفعنا بما علمتنا، إنك بكل شيء عليم وبالإجابة جدير، نعم المولى ونعم النصير. I will start by saying Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh in Arabic, and in English, peace be upon you. Welcome to our course, the English language course for this semester for you. And we need to speak first about the course itself. We don't start the first lesson immediately. We need to build some kind of, let's say, a platform first before we start. سأتحدث باللغة العربية في بعض الأحيان فقط من أجل التوضيح, but in most of the times I will speak in English. This course is designed for you for Islamic studies. The first part of the course will be English language grammar. Later on you will study some kind of Islamic terms in context. So my job here is to focus on the language itself. We may, bring some examples from Islamic context, but that's not the main focus. The main focus is on language, on English grammar. Okay? So what are you looking for? There must be some kind of objectives that you are studying this course. We call it the course objectives. And you need to be aware of what you're going to study in this course. And that will be here, will be explained here. So what do you expect to learn in this course? You must have some kind of expectations. It's the English language, but do you want to study the whole English language? Of course, that's not possible because you have only one semester. So we'll study some introduction to English language. I mean here something about the language itself in general. Why are you studying this language? What do you want from it? How can you improve your English? This is in the first lesson. What else? Later on, in the coming lessons, في الدروس القادمة, we will study some pronunciation rules. Some, not all. As I told you, we cannot cover everything because this is only one semester. And it's basic أساسية بعض القواعد الأساسية في النطق بالكلمات. Basic English grammar, of course. We cannot study all the rules in this course, but we will teach you basic English grammar that you must know at this stage. Basic language skills and phrases. The language skills, the listening, reading, writing, and speaking, and some phrases that you need as well. And the last part of this course is Islamic terms in its context. You will study that later, second part of this course. I just want to draw your attention to something, which is our approach, my approach in this course. منهجية تعلم هذه اللغة. How to learn it and in what way. I have my approach with my students. عندي طريقتي الخاصة مع طلابي. And I want to make this clear now because you are all from different backgrounds. أنتم الطلاب من خلفيات مختلفة. أحدكم قد يكون مستواه عالي في اللغة، والآخر قد يكون مبتدئ، وتختلف مشاربكم. So I will try to make it, let's say, useful for all of you, those who are very good in the language and those who are beginners. Although this course is not for advanced students, but even if you are advanced, you need to study this course. So that would not be a problem. That will not affect you negatively. You will revise some rules. We will revise some rules with you. Those who are beginners will learn it in an interesting way. We will have some kind of activities. بعض الأنشطة. سنقوم ببعض الأنشطة في الفصل، هي ليست فقط إلقاء وتلقين, but I will try to have some kind of activities and exercises with you. So have that in mind. The second thing I mentioned before, which is the language that we use in class. It is an English course, okay, but since most of you speak Arabic and I don't know your levels exactly, I may use some kind of Arabic just to make it simple. Some of you may ask this question, so that's why I am raising this question now. So if you have this question later, it is answered. أطرح هذه القضية، ربما سيسأل أحدكم فيما بعد: لماذا يستخدم اللغة العربية؟ لماذا قال هذه باللغة العربية؟ I have a reason and it's based on research. عندي أسبابي، وكذلك هي مبنية على بحوث محكمة وبحوث من مختلف البلدان في العالم. That a teacher who knows the student's native language and they use it in class, they are more effective than teachers who do not use the student's language. They only use the target language. باختصار أن البحوث تؤيد استخدام اللغة الأم التي يستخدمها الطلاب في تعلم اللغة الثانية، وهذه البحوث قد أثبتتها. So, but I will, of course, generally I'll speak in English, but when there is a necessity, هناك ضرورة, I will use Arabic. And that is what I think is necessary. When it's necessary, I will use it. So don't be shocked. Just I want to make this point clear, that it is for you we use it. I can use English all the time, but the question here, just to make things easier for some students, because some of them, they need that help of using Arabic. So I think this is clear. Number 3, if I ask you to write something down, please write it down. I'm not going to check every one of you because we are not in the class right now, but I trust you that you, when I ask you to write something down, write it down so you can benefit from the exercise I give you, and that would help you, okay? Because I'll give you maybe homework and I expect you to answer it, so do it. This course is, let's say, yes, it is virtual, ولكن what? But also it depends on you. Want to make sure that I am teaching here, but the learning part is from your side, okay? So I expect you to contribute to this course by studying well, memorizing the words and the rules, study them well, and it's for your benefit. It's for your benefit. What else? This is what I can remember now. So I hope that I set the platform. I set the platform now for you so we can start. So I'm not going to repeat this later, why I said this word in Arabic, why I ask you to write something down. I will not speak about it. This is the first class. We make things clear. I tell you my approach, what I expect from you. ماذا أتوقع منكم؟ في أول محاضرة بينت هذا الأمر. So this is also what do you expect from me? I told you. ماذا تتوقعون أنتم من هذا المقرر؟ هذه الأشياء بشكل عام. أهداف المقرر هذه بشكل عام. طبعا هناك تفصيل وستأتي مع الأيام. I cannot explain exactly what you're going to study in basic pronunciation because that will take time. In grammar, that will take time. But this is what you expect from this course. We don't expect you to be native speakers or excellent, but you will be excellent at least the primary level. يعني هذا الكورس سيمكنكم من التمكن في مستوى المبتدئ والقريب المتوسط. Right? إذا قلنا مبتدئ. It's basic English course. It's not for English specialist. هذا المقرر ليس مخصصا لمتخصصي دراسة اللغة الإنجليزية. No, it's not for that. So don't expect a lot from this course. Expect what I ask you to expect. I've showed you to expect. These what you expect. Some basic rules in pronunciation, grammar rules, and Islamic terms. Is this clear now? I hope it's clear. Okay. Questions to ask yourself at the beginning. Now, let's start. You want to learn English, yes? Yes. What do you expect from this course? I already mentioned that. Now, what questions that you need to ask yourself when you want actually to start a project in your life or to start something? There are 4 WS questions that you need actually to ask yourself. Number 1 is what? What? What do I want from this course? What do I expect from this course? What is this course? You need to know why. Okay? You need to know why. Why am I studying this course? You need to know how and when, the time. I'll go now through these questions one by one with some, let's say, some ideas so that you can brainstorm some in your mind. So what is this course? It's about a language. What is this language? It's a tool. هي أداة. أداة, a tool. How? Because by this language, what do? Tell me. You use this tool to communicate with other people, right? So it is a language and a way to communicate with other people. So, do you really need it? Of course. It's a way of communication. It's a tool that you need. هي أداة تحتاجها للتواصل مع الآخرين. So, ask yourself, do I need it? Of course you need it. What else? What is this language? It's kind of knowledge. What do you mean? Tell me. It's knowledge that in Islam we are asked actually to increase our knowledge. Is this clear? وَقُلْ رَبِّ زِدْنِي عِلْمًا. So when you learn a language, actually you are learning something new, which is not even your language is a kind of knowledge, right? So English language, if it is not your language, learning it is increasing your knowledge. And it's in Islam we are urged to actually increase our knowledge and to learn other languages. Because by increasing your knowledge and improving your language, you have actually a key to read more from what other people have produced as knowledge. The question, what would you like to achieve? A question, what? What would you like to achieve in this course? ما الذي تريد أن تحققه في هذا المقرر؟ I want to achieve such and such. أريد أن أحقق كذا وكذا. So you need to ask, what do I want from this course? ماذا أريد من هذا المقرر؟ ماذا أريد من هذه اللغة؟ What do I want from this language? I want to improve what? My English. Yeah, of course, that's one. What else? What would you like to improve? I would like to improve my English grammar rules. Yes, that's possible. I want to be a doctor. No, in this course it will be difficult to study this course, then you become a doctor. So try to be realistic. كن واقعيا في متطلباتك. Okay? So when I say what, you need to know what, to know the boundary of this course. لتعرف حدود هذا المقرر وما الذي ستأخذه من هذا المقرر. So what here, yes, you are going to improve your grammar rules, definitely. بكل تأكيد ستتطور عندك بعض القواعد في اللغة الإنجليزية. I want to improve my pronunciation. Yes, you can do that at this level, at a certain level. مستوى محدد. نعم. Yes, you can do that. I want to improve my what? My writing. Yes, because when you know the grammar rules, they are all linked together. So you will improve your writings at a certain level. Yes. So you need to know what you want and what you can get from this course. So you know what you expect and to focus on, right? So you can focus on what you want from this course. Now, what can you say? Why English? A question that you need to have it for yourself first. Why am I studying English? What is the reason? Do you know the reason? You must have a reason, because if you know the reason, that actually would push you to learn more. It will become clearer why you're doing certain thing, where you're heading, what's the target, ما هو الهدف. It's very important. In any task that you do, you ask yourself why. So if we go to English now, or to this English course, why are you studying it? So, number one, I'm not here to convince you, but you need to think about it. Am I doing the right thing? Am I doing something useful? Because a lot of students, they say we don't like English language. Why? I'm not saying that you must love it, but you need to know why you're studying, why you're doing it. Because if you know why, I think that will change your behavior or your attitude towards this language. Okay, so it's a key to communicate with people worldwide. It's a key to communicate. هي المفتاح للتواصل مع الآخرين. Okay? Once you know this language, you can speak to people almost everywhere. Okay? How is that? It's very simple. If you are given an option to learn a second language, your first language is Arabic, and you are given a chance or an opportunity to speak or to learn another language, which language do you think that would actually help you to speak to people worldwide? Let's say, if I say, for example, Japanese, let's say Japanese. If you speak Japanese now, and you traveled to, for example, where? Just choose a language, choose a country. To America. How many people can you speak to? Okay, you travel to Russia, how many people will you be able to speak, to communicate with? If you went to France, if you went to China, would Japanese be the best option to learn it, to study it, or to know it? I'm not saying it's wrong to learn Japanese. Don't misunderstand me. لا يعني تخطئ في فهمي. I'm saying here there should be a language actually nowadays that people use to communicate worldwide. So English is now becoming the dominant. I'm not saying it's the best. Just take this correctly, or don't misunderstand me. I'm saying that English is becoming dominant, but I'm not saying it's the best. There's a big difference here. What is common, what is dominant, and what is the best. It's not being the best here. It's the reality. حقيقة الأمر. ليست هي الأفضل. اللغة الإنجليزية ليست هي اللغة الأفضل. But it's the international language now. So also by knowing this language, you can spread ideas, you can share ideas with other people, you can benefit from other people because it's spoken worldwide. So it's very easy for you to speak to other people. Okay, even here in Oman, we have people from different countries. They are working in Oman, but we use English with them. So that makes it easy to communicate with them because they came from their countries, they don't speak Arabic. Let's say a person from India came to Oman to work, and you know in India there are so many languages. But if that person speaks English, then you don't need to think about the Indian languages that you don't speak, right? That will make it easy to speak with that person. Someone comes from Russia, from Indonesia, for example, from Malaysia, from South Africa, from Uganda, from Chad, from Brazil, from Argentina, from France. So it's very easy to communicate with them, to speak with them, to spread ideas. Okay, so also you can learn from each other and you can teach others whatever. You don't have to meet them face to face, but even via social media, that would be the easiest. So there is a reason why you need to learn this language. You get the latest information, news, and research by knowing this language. It's actually easy to get to the latest information and research. In your study, one day you want to search about a subject, and actually most of the research now published in English, so that will benefit you. سيفيدك ذلك يوم من الأيام ستبحث عن أمر أو عن مسألة أو عن بحث في قضية معينة، ستجد أن معظم البحوث المنشورة المحكمة في الجامعات العالمية منشورة باللغة الإنجليزية. So you will need it in your research, in your life, for your information even. Okay? Have transactions worldwide easily. What does that mean? It means if you want to buy something from a different country, you most of the times now, or let's say if it's not all, most of the times your transaction will be in English. يعني المعاملات البيع والشراء الآن العالمية or bank transactions are in English. So if you know this language, it will make it easy now. People buy online from China. Do they use Chinese? No, they use English. Even Chinese, they use English. We use English because it's easier. Okay? So there are other reasons you can think of, but these are some for you. just to know that there's a reason behind learning this language. Okay, when? If you want to achieve something, you need to actually allocate time, and you limit it by time. So what we have spoken about, the things that we want to achieve, the objectives of this course, it will be during this semester, not for future. This plan is not for future, it's for this semester. So you need to have time. So that's why I say when. So when is an important, actually, subject that you need to think of when you want to achieve any task. So the answer for our question is when to achieve your objectives for this course. It's this semester. Okay? And how? How can you achieve this? You need to ask this question, because you need to know the way that would lead you to actually the road to your target. A lot of people actually ask how, and you get different answers. And there is no specific answer for this, how to improve your English. But I have here some quick tips for you, and I think they are good tips. Okay? So, surround yourself in English. Try to be in contact with English as much as possible. People, TV, radio, internet, and media, and etc. What does that mean? It means if you want to improve your English, you need to actually تحيط نفسك باللغة الإنجليزية قراءة استماعا تحدثا, right? So you need that thing when you learn this language. You need to find an environment around you to improve, to practice the English language. Number two, don't be afraid to make mistakes. Mistakes are part of the learning process. Speak and write without worrying about them. This is a tip for you. A lot of students do not want to actually speak in front of other people or other students in class because they are afraid of making mistakes. So we tell them, no, don't be afraid. We are all learning this language. And this is the nature of learning. We make mistakes, we correct them, we go on. If you think that you must be perfect, that actually will stop you learning, because everyone is making mistakes. So don't worry about this. Make it, correct it. And this is part of the learning process. Number three, organize your learning so that you have some time to study and practice every day. You need to allocate time for English to practice it. Today you take it in this lesson. You take some lessons, some rules. You need to practice them later on, or focus on it, or think about it. When you read something, oh, this is what we studied today. How can I use it? You can actually use it with your partners, friends, brothers, sisters. Okay? You have now social media. It's open, so you can use what you know. Number four, practice the four basic skills: listening, speaking, reading, and writing. They are all necessary to improve your English. English is not grammar rules. A lot of students think that if I want to improve my English, I should study grammar rules. No, English is not only that. It's not memorizing the rules. It's a number of things. You need to improve your listening. You need to improve your speaking. You need to improve your reading and writing. You need to improve your communication skills. So there are so many things. It's not one thing. So keep that in mind, that you need to improve the four skills altogether. Okay? Number five, keep a notebook for the new vocabulary. Write down the meaning, translation, examples, and even pronunciation. Okay? So my advice to you in this course, and maybe even later when you study for your self-study, have a notebook. You write down the new words, their meanings, and what part of speech they are. أي قسم من أقسام الكلام هي تلك الكلمة. كيف تنطق, how you pronounce it, how to use it in a sentence. Okay? Next. What is it? Download a dictionary and some language learning applications so that you can use your mobile phone to continue learning. Learning English now is becoming easier and easier because there are so many sources available online, and most of them are free. So you can have in your tab or your device or your mobile, although it's not mobile now. It is in the past, it was a mobile, but now it's a we call it a multi-function, or what do you call it? It's not mobile only for calling. The device, الجهاز الذي تحمله الآن هو ليس هاتفا، أصبح جهاز متعدد الأغراض. Okay, so multifunctional device. So this device, you can have a dictionary in it. You can have applications that would help you actually to learn the language and practice the language. So it's very simple and easy to get those things from the store, app store. There are also, I recommend a dictionary, but doesn't have to be dictionary, this dictionary exactly, but if you like a hard copy, I advise you to have a dictionary with you in this course. ليس هذا بالتحديد يعني، ليس هذا بالتحديد هذا القاموس، ولكن هذا القاموس متوفر كثيرا في المكتبات والمحلات. But you can have other dictionaries. بإمكانك أن تقتني أي نسخة أخرى, or if you have a different one. But I'm recommending this because it's available, لأنه متوفر، ولأنه كذلك يعطي المعنى باللغة الإنجليزية، ويعطي the pronunciation النطق وأي قسم من أقسام الكلمة ومعناها ومثال كذلك in English and in Arabic. مثال باللغة الإنجليزية وباللغة العربية. This is a good dictionary in general. It has also the pronunciation, phonetic spelling here. Anyway, you must have a dictionary so you can check your vocabulary, the new vocabulary. Because some words you think that you know them, but when you check, you will find that they have different usages. يعني بعض الكلمات قد تكون سهلة ومعروفة، ولكن عندما تتأكد منها من القاموس يكون لها استخدامات أخرى. Okay, so you need to have a dictionary with you all the time so you can actually benefit from it. Okay, make the most of your social networks to learn English. Watch TV and radio in English and read the press in English. This is, for you to actually read widely, to watch, to listen to English. And these are examples. So you live with English. تعيش مع اللغة. Set realistic long-term goals and review. You need to have goals, and we spoke about some today. And you can have your own as well. But you need to review because the language needs revision. اللغة تحتاج إلى مراجعة، إلى تمارين وإلى تطبيقات. So you need to practice this language. There are other, ways to improve this language, but these are some recommended ones. Okay, language skills. We've spoken about some language skills that you need to improve. And in this language, we have listening, speaking, reading, and writing. In this course, we'll go through actually some of them in a basic way, but I want you to also think about it in a natural way. When you want to improve these skills, actually, which one comes first? Of course, listening comes first, then speaking, then writing, and the end is reading, and the last one is writing. What I want to say here, that we will try to follow this natural process of learning a language. اللغة العربية طبيعياً بشكل طبيعي أن الإنسان أولاً يبدأ بالاستماع، بعدها نطق بعض الكلمات، فيما بعد يتعلم القراءة، وفي الأخير يتعلم الكتابة. So this approach is actually supported by linguistic theorists. المنظرين في اللغويات تحدثوا عن هذا الأمر، وقالوا أن الإنسان يتعلم اللغة بهذا الترتيب. And it's like children when they learn a language. They first listen to their parents for a long time, for months. Then they say a word. After that, they say maybe a letter, so a sound, baba, mama, ba, ba, ma, ma. Okay, that's a sound. Then they say a word, then two words. Okay, they don't start reading or writing. Later on, we teach them that this is this. We teach them reading. This letter, a, ba, okay? Even in English, right? We teach them the sounds, that this sound, we write it this way. So we teach them to read, ask them to read, then later to write. And this is the natural way of learning a language. So we may follow some of it in this course. I know you know some. You are not learning this language from scratch. You know some basics of English, but we try to make it systematic in this course, okay? So if we move now to the language, language consists of what? A language consists of what? The English language consists of sounds and letters, yes? And we call them the English alphabets. The letters, we call them the English alphabets. Alphabets. If you look at this, alphabets. Alif, ba. الحروف الأبجدية. أبجد هوز. In Arabic we say أبجد هوز. In English, alif, ba, ta. Alphabet. Okay? It's like taken from Arabic. Alphabet. Alif, ba. Anyway, what I want to say here, how many letters we have in English? We have 26 letters, yes? Yes. And each letter has an uppercase, we call it a capital letter, and a lowercase, and we call it a small letter. So they are written in two different ways. فالحين فقط نقول لكم أن هناك أحرف وتكتب بطريقتين. Okay, capital letters and small letters. Why? I know this is simple, but we should say it so later on we can build a rule on it. Later on, some words, they take capitals. يعني فيما بعد هناك بعض الكلمات تبتدأ بهذه لازم. Must have this. And some of them, they start with this. And there are cases and rules when we write with a capital letter. Okay, but you need to know it. So you can distinguish it, تميز بينها, بين الcapital and small. So this is a general, thing that we want you to be aware of. So they are written in different ways, like it's written this way and this way. Some of them, they look similar. Some of them, they look different. I mean, some of them, they look similar to the way of in the way they are written, whether capital or smaller letter or smaller letters, okay? So English alphabets. Can you look at this now again? What can you notice? So these are, we say 26, yes? These are the letters, okay? But they are written in two ways. What else can you tell? Does this tell you all the sounds? So they are 26, but do they tell you the way they are pronounced? When you say A, B, C, D, E, FGHIJK LMNOPOP QRSTUV WXY and Z. What are these? What I just said. These are the names of the letters. Okay? The names of the letters. But do we actually say, for example, F? We say it F when we pronounce it? No. So I want you to distinguish between the letters, which are, how many letters we have, we said? 26. And in a language, do we deal with letters or with sounds? Of course. We need the letters and we need the sounds. But how many letters and how many sounds? In English, we have 26 what? Letters. But how many sounds? 26? No. There are 44. How is that? That will come. Okay? So just to go back, so the letter in English has a name, okay? Has a name and has a sound. The names of the letters, they are 26. The names of the letters, but the sounds are 24 or 44. Some examples. For example, the F sound. Okay, F. This is F, right? You say yes. How do we pronounce it? If it is a letter, then we say F, right? F, right? If you say this is if, is it correct? If. No, it will be a different word. So what I want to say here, we need to focus on pronunciation so we don't mix things up. Okay, this is very important. We don't want to mix things up just because of a little sound. Okay, so if you say if, it will be a different word. So if you say F, this is the name of the letter. But how, when you pronounce something, do you say, for example, fat? Samin, fat. This is F. How do you say fat? Because we pronounce this fa. As inside a word, we call it fa. Right? We don't say F. So this is not a fat, F fat, F fat. No, it's not F. It's fat, fat, fat. Right? So this is what I want to make sure that small letter, small difference in pronunciation will lead to a different word. ستقودك إلى معنى آخر. Okay? Let's say an example. Another one. Same with S. What do we call it? We call it S. But how we pronounce it? We pronounce it sa, right? But we need to know when to pronounce it sa, when to pronounce it other things. In pronunciation, maybe it has a different sound, right? Like, for example, it's not always when you see this letter, it's not always sa. Sometimes this one. What is this? Sorry, it's in green, maybe you cannot see it. Okay, sorry. I'll erase it. For example, this one, what is it? It starts with sa, right? You don't say S, sure, S sure. No, it's not always sa. So, not always when you see sa, you pronounce it sa. This one, for example, this one, sit. Yes, in this case you pronounce it sa. Sit, sit down, sit down. Okay? But here It's sure. It's sure. شاء. Here it's شاء sound. حرف الشاء. شاء. How? So that's what I want to tell you. I mean, they are pronounced in different ways. We call it sa, S, we call it S, but we pronounce it differently in different words. X, you pronounce it X. But inside the sentence, maybe, oh, sorry, in a word, it would be something different. X, text, maybe, text. When you say text, text. Here, X, text. Okay? The same with ma sound, or M, we call it M, but we, inside a word, in a word, we pronounce it differently, the N, okay, N, but you may have, okay. Now, let's see more examples. H, yes, it's called H, but how we pronounce it? Is it ha or H? Okay, I just want to tell you that some people pronounce this, they call it H, right? It's not itch. If you say itch, if you say this is itch, it means what? حكة. It's not. See, H, itch. Okay, it's only a, e. And we'll study that in the pronunciation, how they make a big difference when you just change it from a to e. So it's not h. No, it's not itch, it's h. How about h? H, is it correct? You may think it's not, right? But it is correct. Some people say h, h. So don't say it's wrong just because you don't hear it a lot. It's wrong. No. This is not a way to correct things or make things actually correct or incorrect. It's the dictionary can tell you actually how to pronounce things. L, the same, the way we pronounce L. Some people we say we have this sound in Arabic, yeah, but in English we pronounce it a little bit in a different way. But if you say ill, it means مريض, sick. But here it's L, so it's not ill, it's L, not ill, ill. So be careful. So it's L, okay? I just want to finish the class with some examples so you can, with other examples, okay? This sound and this sound. We will study it in the pronunciation, but quickly, they are different. For most Arab learners, they have a problem with this, okay? They pronounce them, and that creates problems in understanding, actually, okay? The last thing is, let's say these sha. Do we have this in Arabic? Sha, yes. Do we have it in English? See, in Arabic, I mean here, عندنا حرف الشين حرف مستقل، حرف شاء، صوته شاء، شاء ينطق شاء، واسمه حرف الشين. بس just to make it easy for you، الحرف شاء الشين، يعني عندنا حرف الشين وينطق حسب موقعه، شا شو شي، ولكنه ما ينطق شين، صح؟ ينطق على حسب. إذا كان شجرة، شمس، ما نقول شين مس، شين لا، ذلك هو اسم الحرف ونطقه، مش بالضمة أو بالفتحة. شجرة وشمس. Okay, it depends in the sentence. So what I want to say here, عندنا حرف مستقل. In English, ما هو حرف الشاء؟ هل يوجد حرف؟ Do we have a letter called sheen or whatever? In English, no. We don't have the letter. لأنه A, B, C, D, E, F, G, H, I, J, K, L, M, N, O, P, Q, R, S, T, U, V, W, X and Y and Z. Did I say شاء? No. But we have this sound in English. ولكن هذا الصوت موجود في اللغة الإنجليزية من ضمن ال 44 صوت. ال 44 صوت 26 are the letters that we have and the rest كم بقى؟ كم بقى بيكون 44؟ Tell me. Now 18. So just have some calculation. Can you see that? So 18s are sounds. 18 هي عبارة عن أصوات متكونة من بعض شكلا رموز بعض الحروف. So شين على سبيل المثال كيف تكتب في اللغة الإنجليزية؟ How do we write شاء؟ شاء in English can be CSH. قال لك هذا شاء. لما تشوف هذا SH في بعض الحالات ينطق ويش؟ شاء. زين نأتي لحرف ذال. ذا. In Arabic we have ذا اللي هو اسم الحرف ذال والذاء حسب موقع في الجملة مضموم أو مفتوح أو مكسور أو غير ذلك. In English do we have ذا؟ ذال حرف الذال we don't have it. But we have the sound. Okay? So here ذا ما عندنا we don't have a letter in English. ما عندنا حرف ولكن عندنا ويش؟ الصوت موجود من ضمن ال 44. ذا بعض الأحيان يكتب بالتي اتش. فتي اتش هنا ماذا أخبروني؟ هل هو حرف؟ لا ولكن الصوت موجود. وعندما أرادوا أن يجعلوا له رمزا تي اتش ذا. We have some other examples. حرف الثاء the same thing ثاء. Do we have it in Arabic? Yes. Do we have it in English? Do we have it in Arabic as a letter and a sound? Yes. But do we have it in English as a letter? No, we don't have it as a letter. From the 26, out of the 26, we don't have ثاء. يعني ما عندنا حرف الثاء حرف ثاء برمزه مستقل من ضمن الحروف الألف باء الأبجدية or alphabetical alphabets from the English alphabets. We don't have it. We don't have the th sound. So th, the same in English, we don't have this, but sometimes they use th to tell you that this is th. So it's confusing somehow, yeah? Ja. Do we have ja? We have A, B, C, D, F, G. Yeah? But ga. ماذا عن ga? يعني this one. What is it? Is it ja or ga? أيهما هذه؟ فالحرف اسمه جي اسمه جي لكن جاء ما it's not. فجاء بحرف الجاء بالجاء مثل جوجل غير موجود يعني بالأصل. في الأصل إنه هذا اسمه جي جي A B C D E F جي اسمه جي وينطق جاء جاء مثل general لكن في حالات ينطق بجاء جاء right so it's a sound. تشاء ماذا عن تشاء؟ هل هذا أحد الحروف الأبجدية؟ تشاء of course it's تشاء is not a letter it's a sound. يعني تشاء معناها فيها تاء وفيها حرف الشاء تاء وشاء. خلينا نقول نكتبها بالعربي تاء وشاء. ما أريد أكتبها بالإنجليزي اللي هي SH يعني كذا ما أريد أكتبها كذاك. أوكي تشاء. يعني this is not a letter it's a sound يعني موجود هذا الصوت تشاء ولكن ليس له حرف مستقل من الحروف الأبجدية out of the 26 alphabets. Okay? The same with G, just we mentioned it. Oi, when you say oi, oi is a sound ولكن ليس له حرف. So this is like I want to do to just not to confuse you but to let you think about the language in general, the letters, the sounds, and there are some rules. So we have rules and we have exceptions as well, and that will come, inshallah, in the coming lessons. So I think for today it's becoming clear now to you about this course and about language, the objectives of this course, what we're going to study, what we expect from you, what you expect from us, okay? And give you some examples of the English alphabets, and we will, in the coming lesson, we will actually study the pronunciation of some words. We will give you some basic, pronunciation rules, and what is confusing Arab learners of English. I will focus on consonants and vowels. I will give you examples of some of the consonants that actually causing some problems to Arab learners, and then I will move to the vowels. يعني سنتطرق إلى الحروف السواكن والمتحركات، وأيا منها يشكل خلينا نقول مشكلة أو تحدي أو عقبة لبعض طلاب العرب الذين يتعلمون اللغة الإنجليزية. إن شاء الله that will come in the coming lessons. Prepare for it by actually bringing a notebook. I will ask you to write something, so be ready for that, and hope that this course will be interesting to you and you will learn from it إن شاء الله. سبحانك اللهم وبحمدك نشهد أن لا إله إلا أنت نستغفرك اللهم ونتوب إليك. This is the end of our class. Thank you very much.